Okay. I'm trying to mute my Facebook page so I can, and then I have no idea apparently how to do this. I'm just gonna turn it off. What about that? I'll just figure it out later. Okay. That was like the best beginning ever. Oh my gosh, you guys. Um, Thanks for being here. Welcome to the first live stream show of Bushwick Book Club. Um, for those of you who don't know, Bushwick Book Club, we're not a real book club. No, I mean, we are. But how we respond to each book for each show is we create a new artistic response. So what you're going to see is 18 different performances, 18 different pieces of new art that was created in response to Stray, Memoir of a Runaway by Tanya Marquardt. And we're really happy to do this. Um, it's close enough to happy, I think. And we're excited. We're definitely excited to do this. And it's our first pandemic, so forgive us if the show is really long. The show's pretty long, and you know, this is like real cash here in a certain way, because like you're in your living room, I'm where I am, and we're together in this great, in this terrific, in this terrific way. But just so you know, feel free to grab a drink. You should have snacks nearby. You don't want to have low blood sugar in the middle of the show or anything. And all of the work is brand new, like I said. So there's it's extra exciting, but you're like extra vulnerable when you're sharing it. And so we're just really extra nice to all the new songs and the new creations that we have here, because like I always say, if you're not nice and inviting for the brand new frisky live songs, they'll just go right back up the song hole, and we don't want that. We just don't want it. They want to come out and be with you guys, and I also wanted to apologize. That's a terrible way to start out something, but I want to these are the same sequins I've been wearing for like 3 months, or not three. I mean, the last 3 days. I couldn't even bother to put on pants. So there you have it. All right, this is rousing. There are a few other things I wanted to say. When I was deciding which book this was, to do this or not, and which book it would be, I was like, well, I mean, what's the right thing to do? And then I was comforted by the fact that A, there is no right thing, and then B, maybe there never was. And then after reading the book and writing the song, which connects you in a deeper way to the material, I realized, oh, this is exactly the right book. It's about running away, which is what we can't do right now, but probably want to, even more so because we can't do it. And so you can't literally or figuratively run away, and here we are together. Right back in the unknown, where we always find each other. I mean, every time we have a show, it's the unknown, and that's where we meet, and it's always interesting. I never know what's going to happen. This is brand new. Okay, I said that several times. Okay, and now I'd like to introduce you to our author, Tanya Marquardt. Please welcome Tanya.
Hello. Thank you, Susan. Thank you for your kind words. I also was thinking about that, about how this book is about running away, and here we are in our little boxes, trying to find ways to run away, but without our bodies, I guess. And so, yeah, I wrote this book about running away. And usually before I open it, I always like to think about and take a moment to think about that this book was written in a couple of places. One is here in Lenapehoking, the homeland of the Lenape people, right here on this land. The breath and the air and everything created these words. And also on West Coast Salish land, known as Vancouver, currently known as Vancouver, the Musqueam, Swale-Tooth and Squamish peoples. And so thank you to you, all of you, for being the stewards of this land, these lands. My heart really belongs in both places. And so it's like I'm always running. I'm always sort of half in two places at once. And also thank you to Susan and all the amazing artists. I'm so excited. I've seen some of your work and then other pieces I'm gonna see today for the first time, and I'm really touched and honored to be here. So I'm gonna read two sections, and I'm gonna read it in two sections. So the first section I'm gonna read is just the first couple pages of the book. And it's the first chapter, which is called Disappearance. When I left, I took everything with me. It was November 1st, 1995, my 16th birthday. I leapt off the bus, my backpack and school books rattling against my rib cage, pounding in rhythm to my feet, galloping up the driveway. My sneakers slid along the gravel as I swerved, taking a hard left. I only had 45 minutes before Mom came home from work. There was a lot to pack. I kicked open the door of Dawn's red brick house and ran up the steps that led to the kitchen. Under the sink, behind the Ajax and the dishwashing detergent, there were two large garbage bags. I pulled them out, shoved them into the back pocket of my blue jeans, slid across the linoleum floor Dukes of Hazzard style, and scrambled down the hallway to my bedroom. I was blind to everything but hatred. I hated Mom, and I decided I would erase myself from her life, punishing her for moving us to Port Alberni, a small town in the middle of nowhere where we lived with her boyfriend, Don, and his 4 children. My room in Dawn's house was half finished. I had written on the exposed drywall with blue ink and black marker, mostly Shakespeare quotes, poetry about death, and the lyrics to Led Zeppelin's Tangerine. One morning, I woke up to find Mom sitting next to me, scanning the fresh pen marks on the wall. Don't get used to this, Tanya. Don is going to be painting this wall any day now. Besides, girls shouldn't be writing things like this, she said, leaning in to read one of my poems. Mom never asked to see my poems, didn't tack them to the fridge or put them on display. She had pictures of Don's kids on the fridge, so why not one of my strange poems? Of course, Mom had told me, her words echoing in the air. Girls shouldn't be writing things like this. She was worried that Don or his family would think of me and what they would think of me, and more importantly, of her. Still, I waited for a response, waiting to see a look of recognition on her face, a hint of acceptance. Her eyes widened. The wolves listen to us howling? We will become ash. They will wash over us. This is disturbing. I loved to write, and Mom's rejection of such a raw and exposed part of me was worse than if she'd slapped me, and like fuel to a fire, it caused a rage that burned inside my belly. She stared at the poem, her eyes glazing over. There had always been limits to Mom's ability to engage. Day-to-day errands like grocery shopping were Mom's strong suit, zipping through the aisles, tossing bread and soap into our cart while simultaneously price-checking ground beef. But when confronted with a need that contracted hers or with emotional turmoil she couldn't control, she shut off. One minute we would be talking about my schoolwork in the kitchen, her face animated, her hands gesticulating. And then I might bring up Dad or how my brother Kyle wasn't adjusting to school post-divorce, and like a TV shutting off in slow motion, her jaw would go slack, and whatever we were saying or doing just didn't register. I shook off the memory by opening my closet to scoop up my clothes off the rack, heave them onto the bed, and survey the mess. Pairs of extra long bell bottoms with ripped knees lay in a heap alongside secondhand peasant shirts, a coveted knee-length corduroy jacket that dyed patches of my t-shirts orange when it rained, and old man pants 3 sizes too big for my 6-foot-tall, 115-pound frame. I stuffed the wire hangers into a box, sandwiched the clothes into a garbage bag, and chucked it outside without bothering to tie it shut. Socks and underwear, all cheap, all white, were emptied from my dresser and into the second garbage bag. Shoes, men's 9 or 10, because Mom couldn't find cheap shoes in a women's 12, went into a cardboard box. Notebooks and textbooks were shoved into a decaying blue backpack with a missing strap and a broken zipper. The leather case that held my cassette tapes were hurled on top of the pile. The copy of Shakespeare's sonnets, Hamlet and Richard III for my theater class, went into a cardboard box along with my toothbrush, toothpaste, tampons, and shampoo. I crumpled up the sheets, coverlet, pillows, and duvet and threw them on top of the pile. After looking around the room, I felt sure I had gotten everything, and then I remembered. I reached under my bed where there were 2 leather-bound journals that had gold lettering on the front covers and that fastened with a flimsy lock. I read the lettering out loud to myself and gingerly placed the books into my backpack. Diary. I would need to write. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tanya, for reading. And we're going to start with our very first performance. Please welcome Uni Lee. She is a chef and a performance artist. You can hire her right now, actually. If you send her a picture of what's in your refrigerator, she will tell you what to cook with it. Please welcome Uni Lee.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say one quick thing about doing this experience, which is I get very unnerved standing in front of people, but it's actually more unnerving sitting here without an audience. So I hope you'll bear with me. I think the power of Tanya's writing and has to do with how she can really access the physical experience of something, of her own experiences. And so thanks, Tanya, for reminding me of all those extremely uncomfortable situations I used to end up in as a young woman without much guidance. I didn't grow up in an abusive household, but I did grow up as a Korean woman, and the culture of obligations put me in a lot of situations that I didn't know how I got there. I didn't want to be there. I didn't know how to assert what I needed. I didn't know how to listen to my intuition or my gut feeling about what was happening. And I really didn't know how to get out of the situation. So I thought for my performance, I would do a kind of a mini tutorial on how to make a dish. It's physical. We can get into the physicality of it. Susan's going to accompany me for part of the recipe on the jangu because it's kind of a rhythmic act that we're going to go into. So my career as a cooking teacher started because I really also got into this idea of like homesteading, of being self-sufficient. I cut my own hair, I can renovate a room, and I can cook just about anything. So it reminded me of the character. I think she's Lars' mother, her boyfriend's mother, in one of the scenes, and she has to go to visit her boyfriend's mother, who is this kind of empowered German, self-sufficient, knows how to do everything lady. So I don't think I'm like her, but I'm going to show you a dish that they had during the meal. And maybe it's not going to be quite like that dish. And we're going to do a mini tutorial on how to make sauerkraut. Okay, so sauerkraut is a ferment, and the idea of it's just the basic ingredients are cabbage, which I have sliced up here, and salt. And you're gonna need a jar, and I have this mixing bowl to make the kraut in. And I thought about all these times that I've eaten terrible sauerkraut. I'm talking about the sauerkraut that you get next to the pickles. It's very soggy. It's got too much vinegar in it. It's just a weird, I don't know, amalgamation of what it's supposed to be, which is supposed to be a live, raw food. So we're going to make a live sauerkraut with this red cabbage. And in the process, the cabbage itself is going to be transformed. And I love that idea of making something that kind of starts off as one thing and then becomes something else. So quite simply, you want to cut when you first get the cabbage, you want to remove the outer peels like this. We're going to use this later in the recipe. And then you want to cut the cabbage into kind of uniform slices. I know this looks super fancy because they're all uniformly cut. I didn't even use a knife. I used one of those mandolin slicers. And then you're going to need some good grape salt, not the Morton salt, but some kind of kosher salt. And So you need a lot of salt in order to create the right kind of environment for the cabbage to develop what's called lactobacillus, which is a probiotic. It helps your gut health, and hopefully it helps you understand what you need more, what your gut is telling you, and how to respond to it. So Susan, I think she's gonna join me on the changu as I salt the cabbage. For this pound of cabbage, you're gonna need like a half teaspoon or so of salt, enough to get pretty salty. Meditation. And now I'm getting ready to put this in the jar. Okay, forgive me for my camera work. You're gonna throw pieces that you've kind of mashed up. You're changing the texture, the fiber of it. You can add other ingredients such as dill, a little bit of ginger, garlic. Wow, I cut the perfect amount for this jar. And you want to pack it in. You want to pack it in like you're packing a bag to run away from home. And just because I like kind of a hint of a garlic, the cabbage. I hope you guys can see me. See what's going on. Throw it in there. And just a little bit more water to top it off. Yeah, okay. And then you're gonna take one of these outer leaves and you use it to close up the ferment, okay? So now, what's the importance of sauerkraut? Sauerkraut creates probiotics that work with your gut, help your gut health and your immune system are related. The bacteria that grows in here is called lactobacillus. You can look at it as a group of your supportive friends that you can carry with you in a jar. So if you're feeling ever lonely and you need some company, I would suggest making some sauerkraut. This is going to turn into a beautiful, crunchy, sour condiment that you can have with just about anything. And you need to leave it like this, loosely covered, for about 5 to 7 days. After about 5 to 7 days, the temperature of the air is going to affect your ferment. How thin you slice your cabbage is going to affect your ferment. And after 5 or 7 days, it's going to actually change color into this like magenta hue. It's going to have transformed it'll be growing the kind of bacteria that your gut needs to help you with digestion. And you can have friends that you can hug at night. So if you are in need of any help during this time of quarantine, I've been doing online lessons. It's been working out really remarkably well. And again, I want to say, Tanya, thanks for reminding of me of the times when I didn't have any guidance or was just making my own way, and just remembering that that perhaps I have grown a little bit in my life, and I thank you for the reminder, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Uni. Thank you. I love how you got you helped us learn to make something that's good for our guts, and that ties into the book in the sense that we, you know, the transforming as a teenager and learning to trust your gut. Is that stretching? I don't know. I thought it was relevant. Okay, you guys, thank you so much, Uni. Please welcome our next performer. She's our first musical guest, and she is the lovely, extremely talented Ellia Bisker.
Hello, hi Susan.
Hey.
All right, I'm just gonna pull up my lyrics.
She's doing everything also at the same time. She's, yeah. Ooh, we'll tell you later about it.
We'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sending you away. And now it's just me. Okay. Hey everybody. I enjoyed reading this book, and it was a reminder to me also about a certain kind of helplessness or lack of I don't know, lack of awareness of your own strength as a young person, and I'm grateful not to be in such a frame of mind now. But also the book itself, the language of the book really spoke to me. So here's my song. It's called "Go Astray." Didn't want a rudder, no hall monitor, no mother. I wanted to be left alone. I gave myself permission, no one to tell me not to. I didn't have a home. All the blackout nights I kept a running tally. When I left I took everything with me. Waited for the moment of escape. All that I wanted was to get away, go astray. Like a soft transmission or a gut punch in slow motion, slowly I came clear, maneuvering, surviving. I just wanted to find out how much I could endure. All the blackout nights I kept a running tally. When I left I took everything with me. Waited for the moment of escape. All that I wanted was to get away, go astray. There's a handmade clock with a tiny red door. When the hour strikes, will it open for me? All the little dolls circle round and round. When the hour comes, will I sing canary? Each potion of a drink was like a life-saving elixir. I always wanted more. Our lips all kissed the bottle. Sleep would come on like a battle. I'd wake up on the floor. All the blackout nights I kept a running tally. When I left I took everything with me. Waited for the moment of escape. All that I wanted was to get away, go astray. All that I wanted was to get away, go astray. All that I wanted was to get away, go astray.
Woo! You're going to hear that a lot, but I'm glad to, get it rolling right now. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ellia. That was awesome. I loved it. Nothing. Oh, God. Just popping that online cherry with some, with the song about a book, Ellia Bisker. Thank you. Okay. Now that it's blown open, let's bring on some Charlie Nieland, please. Please, a little Charlie here.
Here we go.
Yay, Charlie Nieland!
Hold on. Okay, video. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Am
we
I
can
on?
hear you. Yes,
Okay,
you're on.
great. Excellent. Okay, I loved this book, Tanya, and I loved how, to me, it was about as this inexorable, pulling apart of just moving into your life at the same time. It's like you're disconnecting from one energy and connecting to another, and finding your chosen family. And so here's my song. It's called Redshift. Ray of light, alone in the dark, moving away from you, and all those colors you pulled apart. In the red shift, you see what you choose. You can do this, the life that's right in front of you. Black hole horizon in space and time. No matter where you begin, collapsing boundaries of your own design. Even light will be pulled in. In the red shift, there's no center truth. In the red shift, you see what you choose. You can do this, the life that's right inside of you. Can try and run away from lives you've led and always will. And inky passports made of pain, they pass right through you like you're standing still. Standing still. Rays of light cut through the dark, through the world I thought I knew. And all my colors pulled apart. In the red shift, I found you and made the family that I choose. Be tender with your younger you. You can't undo this, the life that's right in front of you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, Charlie. Charlie,
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I was really, that was great.
Thank you.
But also, it's like I had this thought while you were playing, which was, wow, I'm really glad Charlie writes long songs, because I started to weep in the middle of yours, and I was like, I can't go back on and introduce the next person if I'm crying, and so I had to, like grab some toilet paper and, but so thank you for the song. That was beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. All right. So we're going from that to a brand new piece from Lisa Barnstone. But before we do, I just want to let you know there's a couple things. We're accepting donations. And what I did was I created a kimchi tip jar for Bushwick Book Club so that you can because you're made of money and everything. So you can send us some cash at Bushwick Book Club. The Venmo is just at Bushwick Book Club in this magic kimchi jar of donations. And we also have PayPal. You can PayPal to Trout at bushwickbookclub.com. Trout at bushwickbookclub.com. And the money will go to the artists and for producing this show. And we're also donating proceeds to our home venue, our home home sweet home of Barbez. So please, if you feel it, we're accepting donations, and it's all going to go to artists and to people who like artists. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy to direct some funds towards our Barbez, our beloved Barbez, and Olivier will be here shortly to also address and say a word. Please welcome Lisa Barnstone's short film.
Village people are popular.
Yeah.
Well, they used to be.
Well, I don't know what this cock thing is. I think it's a
revolting cock.
I think it's a male strip show, dance show.
Yeah.
Male strippers. I have to call them and ask them what is that. What did they call it?
The revolting cock.
Okay. Oh Lord. Okay then. Well, you have fun tonight. Don't freeze to death.
Okay. Well, if y'all get a chance, come out.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Laws are tough, few are best. Where there's a law, man, there I'll knock you off. Beers, steers, and queers. Cowboy. Beers, steers, and queers. And queers. Cowboy. Beers, steers, and queers. I'm a crazy mother in a drunken state. A redneck asswipe that thinks he's great. So full of shit, diarrhea from fingers everywhere.
Did anyone hear anything I just said?
No, you were muted. I couldn't unmute you, but you're back.
Oh,
I can all
weird.
hear you now.
All right, okay, cool. I was I was just loving that film. That's all. I was just saying how awesome it was, and how it really, how the images all captured the destructiveness and the excitement of conveyed that, and wow, it's really great. Thank you so much, Lisa. Please welcome our next performer is Ray Brown. So special, and I'm so glad he could be with us today. Please welcome Ray Brown.
Hi, Susan. Nice to be here. Hey, Tanya. On the day that Tanya Marquardt turned 16, she ran away from home. She'd been living in Port Alberni with her mom who'd moved there to escape her dad. Tanya was troubled, filled with anger at her mom, and wanted to be on her own. She found a new kind of family in the Vancouver goth punk scene. Sometimes you're with a friend or a lover, lying in bed trying to find the thread that binds these stories together, whether for the world or just in your head. When my grandma was 16, she was married with a child, pregnant, nowhere to stay, an alcoholic, abusive husband. There would be 4 more born before he ran away. 1931, oh, she never worked that out, and the actions of those two are still with me today. Sometimes you're with a friend or a lover, lying in bed trying to find the thread that binds these stories together, whether for the world or in your head. A diary is a secret and sacred thing. The language is intimate and close, just like a friend. There's a pattern there to figure out. There's a rhythm black. I'm 59, I still want to run away. At this point there's no going back. Sometimes you're with a friend or a lover, lying in bed, trying to find the thread that binds these stories together. Whether in the world or just in your head. On the day that Tanya Marquardt turned 16, she ran away from home.
Yay! I feel better now. I just heard some Ray Brown. I feel better now. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Ray. So glad you could be here. Please welcome our next performer, Teresa Toro. She is usually presenting a song. This time she has a monologue. Please welcome Teresa Toro.
Hey, it's me again. Hope I'm not bothering you, but then again, you got the time, right? I know I've got the time. I've been trying to create a routine, get something down to feel normal. I mean, normal is survival, right? So I was thinking about a routine and how I should schedule time for cleaning and organizing and laundry, that these days it's so hard to focus and I've got so much stuff. Remember that last place I lived in? Well, when I left, I took everything with me. I was such an angry person back then, remember? I remember how that anger felt in my body, its physical presence. I held my pain like a tense fist, turning it over and over till it transformed into a deep knot in my gut. You know, I can't believe I could stand up straight some days. I felt such rage all the time. When I left that apartment, I tried to visualize packing up all that rage into a box and leaving it behind there, all boxed up where it couldn't hurt me anymore, leave me vulnerable, exposed, exhausted. Hold on a second. It's just a delivery. Where was I? Routine. Yeah, I need a routine, a daily practice, something to hang on to, keep me company. I used to be good at organizing my thoughts, but now they're static. My mind is just static. I used to be good at solitude, but this isolation is different. Loneliness will break me from the inside out. You know, the other day, I couldn't stop thinking about how I'm all alone here and who knows how much longer I'm going to be alone. And I couldn't feel my breath in my body. And I didn't want to. All I knew was I had to drain myself of emotion, become a void that people could hurl themselves into and never find a bottom. I'm here somewhere in the dark, somewhere they'll never reach. Hold on. You know, there was a knock on my door the other day, and I opened it, and just outside in the hall, there was this note. And it says, "The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust?" And I mean, what the actual fuck? I mean, who goes around dropping Hamlet at people's doors? And what do they even mean, quintessence? I mean, is everybody crazy now? Is that the new virus? I mean, hold on. Last night I couldn't sleep. I went to the bathroom and I turned the light on and I looked in the mirror, and I swear it wasn't me looking back. I could not recognize my own mirror image, and that disconnect frightened me. Like my reflection was some kind of confrontation, forcing me to admit I'm not engaging in my life. So in the end, I realized I have the control and I could just turn away from the mirror. I used to be an angry person. Now I'm an empty person. I'm just trying to survive. So which one of these people should I be? Which one of these people can help me do that? Which me will save me now?
Wow, that doesn't make me want to go woohoo, but I want, but it makes me like thank you for sharing that and bringing that to us, and for trying this a new thing. That's so great. Thank you so much, Teresa. Okay, please welcome our next performer, John S. Hall. He has a new song for us. Hey, John.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
My ego is bigger than I usually like to admit. Despite the perfunctory efforts I put into diminishing it, I was supposed to write a song about the book I read. But then something happened and it swelled up my already enormous head. The latest Bushwick Book Club song is a book called Stray. Let me say right off the bat, the book blew me away. Tanya Marquardt, you have written a wonderful memoir. Once again, I found out wherever you go, there you are. Instead of a song about your book, I wrote another song about me. Must be another day of the week that contains the letter D. As I'm reading, I'm wondering what I'm gonna write about. I get a number of decent ideas and I write some of them out. I almost get to the end of the book and I'm feeling fine. But then I get to page 229. Another song about me, I don't know, what can I say? Must be a day of the week that contains letter A. At the top of page 229, one of my favorite lines, I know how little it takes to break a broken person. I think now that's a fine idea for a song, and I tried to write it, but it came out wrong. And then something lower down on the page makes me feel both better and worse. She writes about writing in the inside covers of her sketchbooks. Dig this, she mentions Shakespeare, Bram Stoker, Dave Wagener. And then the lyrics to my song, King Missile's detachable penis. And I am stunned to find myself a part of such an illustrious list. And I think to myself, I gotta sing a song about this. So here I am singing a song about this. I mean, I was so flattered I could not let it go. This had to be the subject of my song for the Bushwick Book Club show. Another song about me, and there is really only one reason why. It's another day of the week that contains letter Y. Another song about me, my ego so big I could cry. Must be another day of the week that contains the letter Y, 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 Y.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. And this is I'm so glad I didn't try to explain that in my intro, because you just explained it in your whole song. Thanks so much, John. Please welcome our next performer. Our next performer is Troy Ogilvie. She is a dancer and choreographer. Please welcome Troy. She's also working with Sean Gannet on video, and Omar Zubair with the music.
Mothers remember about their teenage daughters, and what daughters remember about their mothers often conflicts. The cruelty of what Mom was saying, she doesn't remember saying it and can't imagine herself ever being this cruel. But we could both be cruel, or at least match cruelty for cruelty. And that breaking away that happens in any adolescence of mothers not wanting to lose daughters, of daughters not knowing how to be themselves and not their mothers, was twisted in our case.
Whoa. Real quick, like, you will more, less.
N, la N,
nouns, la N, colors, music. You can say notes. You can say Thoro, adverbs. Real quick, like, you will more, less.
N, la N,
less. La N, colors, music.
la N,
nouns, la N, colors, music, adverbs. Say you will more, less.
N, la N,
La N, nouns, la N, colors, music. You can say Thoro, adverbs. You will more, less.
N, la N,
La N, nouns, la N, colors, music. You can say Thoro, adverbs. More, less. More, less.
N, la N,
nouns, la N, colors, music.
Oh, holy cow. Wow, thank you, Troy. Wow, that's so powerful. That was live short film right there. That was live short film. The camera work was being done by Sean Gannet, and the music is Omar Zubair, and again, that's Troy Ogilvie that you just saw. That was so awesome. Wow, I love that. That's my favorite part, when you smell yourself and you can really smell the perfume because you're smelling so powerfully. Anyway, all right, thank you so much. Please welcome our next speaker. This is Olivier from Barbès. He is the owner of Barbès. He created this beautiful space where amazing things happen on a regular basis. It's been going on for, it's been 8 years or so?
18.
18, sorry, yeah, 18. Pardon me. I'm gonna let you take the floor.
Well, I feel a little bit like I'm the commercial break here. I didn't prepare a piece, so first, thanks for for hosting this at Barbès for so many years now. I'm not even sure how long we've been doing this, a few years, and I'm just very happy to see people, even in a virtual way. I'm not sure if you can hear me because Susan, you've completely frozen, but
We
just
can hear you.
that's what I thought. Well, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, something happened. I'm not exactly sure what, but as I say, I feel like a commercial break. I feel like I'm intruding on a creative process that I find that kind of almost hard to believe right now. You guys are all doing some wonderful stuff. I've been so dead creatively and so absolutely unable to do anything beyond just kind of lamenting and wondering if that's what it feels like when you accept that death is absolutely something you cannot avoid anymore. But this is giving me hope. I just want to say that I really truly hope that we can again gather in places such as Barbès, if not Barbès, other places that will take its place. And that's about the only thing I can really say right now. It's been a really kind of rough couple of weeks. A lot of people are doing important things. I hope you're all well. And I wish I could have a conversation instead of a monologue right now, because the monologue feels a little funny. But
Okay.
I really enjoyed hearing and seeing everything that you guys have been doing.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks so much for sharing, Olivier. I appreciate it, and thanks for doing the monologue. That's like everybody's favorite thing to do, you know. It feels completely natural.
Next pandemic, I'll prepare a way better monologue, I promise.
Exactly. No, that was really great. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you for doing this, Susan. Bye-bye.
Thanks for being our home. Yeah, thanks. And again, if you'd like to contribute, you can contribute directly to Barbès's GoFundMe campaign. The link is in the Facebook thing, comment section. And I wrote it down someplace and then I forgot it. So you know what? We're going to move on to our next performer. Our next performer happens to be Michael Lentz from New Orleans. And I met Michael several years ago. And then we ended up doing Bushwick Book Club in New Orleans. And I said, Michael, you have to do this. You have to do with Scott MX Turner, who you'll meet later. Please welcome Michael.
Do you guys hear this echo? All this business?
It's a little noisy, but we don't hear an echo.
Sorry, I got a little crazy with the technology. This is a song I wrote about a small character in the book that probably is forgotten by a lot of people. You're not hearing anything?
No, it's super quiet. And can we do it the other way?
I don't know how to do it the other way anymore.
Okay.
I mean, I could just go grab an acoustic guitar and play the song. I could also just make it louder.
Make it a lot louder and see if that helps.
A lot louder.
Yep. But I don't think the computer sound is sharing.
Really?
Yep.
I shared it. Sorry. I have failed at Zoom. It says I'm sharing computer sound.
Yep. Did you hit play on your computer to play the sound that we're supposed to hear?
You hear this?
No, it's just very noisy.
It's noisy.
Yeah, it's like a white noise, like a buzz.
Oh. All right, well, I'll just play the song on a guitar.
Yeah, go grab a guitar.
All right, you hear?
Okay, thanks for bearing with us. All right, are you ready, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
You used to have a mother, but you never drank her milk. Now all you have is the walls of glass wrapped in newspaper silk. Maybe you had a sister, maybe you had 3 or 4, floating along in a box of their own, no one to connect the cord. Isn't it special to be bizarre? Three-legged cat in a jar. You could have been a hunter, wild untamed beast. You could have been the king of the jungle, or an alley cat at least. Or maybe you'd have a family to keep you under lock and key, just cherish and love you for all the things that you could never be. Well, isn't it something to be bizarre? Three-legged cat in a jar. Now you're a cat in a jar that's inside of a glove box, inside of a car. It lives in a book that I read on a screen. Now I know who you are. Three-legged cat in a jar that's inside of a glove box, inside of a car, that lives in a song that I wrote in my head. Yeah, you're a memoir. You're a memoir. Isn't it something to be bizarre?
Hey! Thank you, Michael, for writing about the cat.
Yeah. Sorry about the technical problem.
The cat fetus. Thank you. That's Michael Lentz from New Orleans. All right, please welcome our next performer, who is also outside of New York City, but he's upstate in New York. His name is Tenney. He's performing with Lulu. They wrote this song together. Please welcome Henry and Lulu.
Hello.
Woo-hoo!
Hello. I'm actually in New York City, Susan.
Brooklyn, NY.
Brooklyn. Hi, everybody. Such a great show so far. Tanya, I love the book. Certain parts of it really just sort of sprung these things on me. Like a line here and there would send me back into these memories that they were so foggy. I didn't even remember. Almost didn't remember I had them. And then there's a line here and there that would just catapult me into these things. And I kind of explored them a little bit. So that's what this is. Some of those explorations. Lulu is accompanying me. She helped me write the music. And she's a quarantine guitarist. She just started playing in quarantine. And this is the song. I guess maybe it's called No Memory.
Sure.
I don't know. Here we go.
Okay. Move over maybe a teeny bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was the time I snuck down Euclid, down to the mystery store. Broken door up a dingy stairway, black light second floor. Incense choked me, music blasting, people in the shadows. Going in the back behind the beaded curtain, that was where something happened. I have no memory of who I went down there with, it just slipped off my mind. Deep within I wonder if there's something more to tell. I wonder, I wonder. Can't remember how I met those kids from down the street. Foster brothers, were they brothers? The story's incomplete. The dad in quotes was nice in quotes, liked to give us booze, threw us parties, took us camping. Now I think that I know why. I have no memory of seeing them. After that, they just slipped off my mind. Deep within, I wonder if there's something more to tell. I wonder, I wonder. Who was with me? No idea. Pieces lost in time. One day I just didn't see them. Pieces lost in time. Feels like someone else's life, but I know it's mine. Thanks.
Thank you. Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Henry and Lulu. I keep forgetting to start my video, but I can't. I don't forget to start my mouth. Lulu, that was awesome. Quarantine guitars, hello, and the voice and everything. What a great combination. I loved it.
Thank you.
And you're in Brooklyn.
And we're in
Excellent.
Brooklyn, yes.
All right, cool.
We
Thank
didn't
you so
deserve
much. Please, okay. We have another special treat, as if that wasn't special enough, you know. But who we have right now is the author again. Please welcome Tanya for another short reading and presentation.
Hi, you can hear me?
Yep.
Costume changes. This is my second costume. Just because why not? Like, when's the next time we get to do costume changes or even wear a costume at all? But I like this costume, so I put it on. Thank you so much. I've gone in and out of like kind of crying from just the beauty of all the songs, and just so I kind of have no words. It's so beautiful. I really needed this. Whatever this is, I really needed it. Thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm gonna read a little bit from the past, middle, bottom section of the book. And then I'm gonna show a video. So I wrote this book, and at the same time that I was writing this book, I was working alongside the amazing Tim Carlson and Mallory Catlett. Tim runs a company in Vancouver called Theater Conspiracy, and we made a performance version of the book, which had a lot of stories from the book and then stories about me coming and running away again to New York. So I'm going to show a little clip of that after I read this. And this is from a section called The Hungry Eye. I went to the Twilight Zone most weekends after that, which was a club. Sometimes Dad would give me some extra money, and I would use that as an excuse to go into the city for a night. Other times, Lana would invite me, offering me food and a place to sleep for a couple of days. And after that first night at the club, Adam made me a mixtape and used flyers he'd taken from the Twilight Zone for the tape cover. It was a speedy musical education. I listened to songs like Beers, Steers, and Queers by the Revolting Clocks, Early Cure before they were The Cure, and early 9 Inch Nails before they were 9 Inch Nails. After nights out at the club, I would wander home with Lana and Garrett at 3 o'clock in the morning in the heat of the summer nights, endlessly smoking while waiting for the number 8 Fraser bus back at Lana's house. The Fraser bus at 3 a.m. was mayhem, a mix of drunks, druggies, prostitutes ending their day, prostitutes starting their day, transgendered kids with black eyes swaying to the whiskey in their bellies, punks with gelled mohawks yelling at each other, beer flying out of their Pilsner cans, the waving of plastic vodka bottles, skinheads with white laces in their steel toes, down and out homeless guys mumbling, fuck, fucks, fucking fucker. Invigorated and totally unpredictable, the bus made us feel like we were on a school trip that had gone wonderfully well and horribly wrong. Late one night, 2 young queer girls got off the bus near Fraser and 20th, timidly holding hands as the bus slid to a stop. Their friends goaded them on, laughing. Don't get stuck in all that plastic wrap. The younger of the 2 girls, the one with the long autumn hair, kissed her girlfriend's cheek. I thought it was romantic, but as the bus pulled away, 2 dudes yelled out the back windows, "Suck this, dykes!" They shouted, grabbing their balls and pressing the crotches of their acid-washed jeans against the window pane. Lana, Garrett, and I turned to face the front, keenly aware that we could be targets, while also snickering at the dudes as they calmly calmed down and sat on the bus full of queer kids, goths, and homeless poets. It was surreal. Anytime things got really bad, the bus driver would keep his eyes on the road, ignoring everyone passing around joints or whatever else we'd gotten our hands onto, like a bunch of kids in the electric Kool-Aid acid test. I was terrified, but after a few weekends in the city with Lana and Garrett, I felt more comfortable and started drinking at the clubs. After that, I was usually drunk, which curbed my fear and turned it into an excitement. Suddenly, there was a pleasure in the watching, mixed in with the fear of what might happen next. Most of the time, riding the bus was fun, the way riding a roller coaster is fun. Laughter pouring out of you from the effect of your body being slammed against the rails, with only the leather and steel shoulder guard stopping you from flying off into the sky. I wrote everything down in my diary, mostly abstract poetry with no references to actual events, poems about werewolves and hunger, blood, hearts laid out on tables and mouths tearing at flesh. On Sundays, people started going to the Hungry Eye, another bar right around the corner from the Twilight Zone. The club was dingier, the staff balding and cranky, but the music was the same, and so were the DJs and the beer specials. We would waltz in, all of us smiling at the bouncers. I heard this place is owned by the mafia. Lana, in her purposely torn mesh shirt and chainmail skirt, would joke as she walked to the coat check, which was manned by an orange-haired girl in pigtails and a heavy PVC corset. The orange-haired girl would smile. "Hey, Lana." "Nice corset," Lana would say. "Thanks, love the chainmail." Lana would adjust her chainmail, and Garrett would saunter up behind us. "You guys want to check your stuff?" the girl would ask, pointing to a tip jar. "Nah, we're good," Garrett would say. "See you later." Lana would wave as we followed Garrett up a set of musty carpeted stairs. She'd sling her canvas bag over her shoulder and giggle to herself. "She's sexy," Lana would say to me. "Don't you think she's sexy?" "Lana, you think everyone is sexy." "I know," Lana would mock sigh. "I know." So, yeah. Okay, I'm just moving my cat carrier, which I was partially resting my book on. And now I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to show you the last song of the performance, which is called Stray. And this is from the performance we did at a place called The Tank, which is in Manhattan, in Midtown Manhattan. Just anything but a prayer. It's kind of about New York. So it's about the second time I ran away to New York. And and it's about me being totally lovesick and going to see my thesis advisor and going, I don't think I can do this anymore. I think I'm gonna leave. And then she says all these wonderful things to me and she makes me feel better. And I'll let her words speak for themselves. So I'm just gonna share the screen. Okay. I go to see my thesis advisor. I'm not doing well. I drank a lot of wine and I fucked a lot of strangers. I say, you know what? I don't think I can handle New York anymore. On water. Have you ever read this book? It's about being a young gay black man in the 60s and then being in an interracial open marriage with a woman in the 70s and the 80s. Can you imagine what it must have been like to be a gay black man in the 1960s? I mean, I was begin to imagine it. And he wrote about it. You know why? Because he's also a New Yorker and New Yorkers don't give a shit. They find your people, and you don't like it, you just don't walk yourself. Because this is the city of love. So, just relax. Just relax. Just relax. Just relax. My advisor, she says, happy hour. Happy hour.
The pantsuit. Okay, our next live performer is Stephanie Larriere. Please welcome Stephanie. And she is an amazing dancer and choreographer. And here's Stephanie.
Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, everybody. I'm like super excited to be part of to the Bushwick Book Club here, and all of you to be here. Suzanne and Tanya for the memoir. It makes me cry more than once, and bring again, like as many of you, like a lot of memories. And I would like to bring everybody, everybody part of the cast, to share like an excerpt that I find at the beginning of like your book. When you have this experience of drinking for the first time, like with
Just to read along.
And I find that like very moving and close to mystical. I wanted to bring everybody to share that, and why I'm gonna go on the wall. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tanya.
Participate something now. Sorry. You need me? What do you need?
Drinking the liquor.
Drinking the liquor felt awful. Suddenly mortified. Warm.
Buzzing warm.
Space bottle kissing my mouth. Felt hot. They were filling with
hot. Felt hot. Felt like they were filling. Trees hummed along to the sound of
night song.
Getting dark, and I could barely see the outlines of them. Just getting dark, vibrating and alive. I had my hand, playing the fingers, and
seemed as if everything were vibrating and alive. I held passing sensations swept over me. And I, the water beyond,
disappearing into the
feeling of a lifelong love.
Very funny.
Leaves rushing over rock.
But I was becoming
The beginning of a lifelong
Dark,
love
I could
affair.
barely see the outlines of Melanie and her brother.
It was very funny.
It seemed as if everything was vibrating and alive. I held out my hand, splayed my fingers, closed one eye, the water beyond.
Where I sat on the grass.
Thank you. Thanks, Stephanie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Stephanie Larriere, everyone. Okay, please welcome our next performer, who is in New Orleans and who also runs Bushwick Book Club New Orleans with Michael Lentz. This is Scott MX Turner.
Hi, everyone from New Orleans. Hi, Susan. Hi, everyone. You know, what I got out of Tanya's book was a couple things. One was the bravery, the insane bravery of writing a book like that, and thanks for doing that. The second is, I think there's a lot of melancholy in it, but there's also a lot of rebellion and a lot of rage and fury, and that's kind of what I base my song on, the idea that parents just don't get you. No matter how kind they are, they just don't really get where you're at. And then the double whammy when you're that age and discovering yourself and trying to figure out who you are, of realizing that most of your friends don't get you either. And that's really painful. So this song is called Give Me a System. Why can't they remember what it's like to feel the tremors, like you've been dismembered, like your heart just takes up space? They don't hear me speak, they won't let me think. I'm a thief who's out to steal from you for my poetry and dream. I don't belong here, I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here, I don't belong anywhere. Don't belong here, don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here with you. Oh! read your fucking hate mail, and I suffer your insane tale. Nervous wearing chainmail, I turn heads strutting at the hungry eye. I don't care about you or them steel-tipped shoes. I don't care about the news. All I care is what I can take from you. I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here. Don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here with you. Give me a system I can run myself. Give me a mission without a gun on the shelf. Give me a kiss and I'll pull away in a treehouse on the shores of a frozen lake. I'm demure and cold, insatiable and bold, violent, breakable, intelligent, and hold you at arm's length. Someone hears me scream, the cops arrive in their machine, making threats about my scene, but they got no control over me. Woo! I don't belong here, I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here, don't belong anywhere. I don't belong here, belong anywhere. I don't belong here with you. I don't belong here with you. I don't belong here with you.
Awesome. Oh man, thanks MX, thanks Scott for that, for bringing the rage, that teenage rage, woohoo, yeah. It's just funny. It makes me think that Garrett in the book would have really appreciated that he was always talking about the military industrial complex, and I don't know, I just feel like he would have liked that one. Okay, thank you so much, Scott. Please welcome our next performer. She stayed up really late tonight. She's in London, and she runs Bushwick Book Club London. Please welcome Amanda Thorpe.
Hello.
Amanda, are you awake?
Only just.
I put you on towards the end, but the universe decided the order. It's always a perfect order. You look amazing. All right.
So do you?
Yeah, and Amanda did her first online Bushwick Book Club London show a couple weeks ago, and I think it was a couple of weeks because time is strange. I don't really know what day it is ever, but that was awesome, and I was so proud of you.
Very kind of you. Very kind of you.
Welcome, Amanda.
All right, I've got to try and make sure I can see all my lyrics at the same time. I can't see what's going on, so if you need to tell me anything, you're going to have to shout at me because I can't see you now because I've put my...
We'll tell you.
Thank you. So just briefly, thank you to Susan and thank you to Tanya for writing the book and sharing it with us. And the inspiration for the song that I have written with my friend Philip Shelley, who's in Maine. I think he's watching, so thank you, Philip, for participating in this. Is called We're Going to the Beach, and that is taken from a fairly early part in the book where I think it was about, not that there ever seemed like there was terribly much trust between daughter and mother, but definitely when mum drove up and said, oh, we're going off to the beach, and they absolutely were not going off to the beach, they were going off to the halfway house sort of shelter home, and moving out of the family home, and it was just like the rug was pulled out from beneath the family's feet, the children's feet. And so anyway, it's kind of around there. I was also wanting to write something about your English teacher, I can't pronounce his name, Mr. Wolski or something like that. But I didn't get to that song. But I always think it's so important to have a teacher that you that looks out for you. You know, it's like it makes all the difference in the world when you have somebody like that. Anyway, back to the song. So it's called Walking to the Beach. Oh no, it's not Walking to the Beach. We're going to the beach. Walking back from the mall with my friend, when my mum pulled up with the top down, grinned at me speciously and called, "Get in." I looked her straight in the eye, tried to find some verity beneath the upbeat Reba McEntire hum. We're going to the beach, she said, we're going to the beach, soft ahead. Just hop into the car, she said, hop into the car, and off we'll drive. Saints alive, we're going to the beach. I just want to hang with my friend. We've got so many things to do, schoolwork and book reviews, it never ends. She looked at me and sighed, "Honey, I brought your books along so you can sit by the water and study too. 'Cause we're going to the beach," she said, we're going to the beach, soft ahead. Just hop into the car, she said, just hop into the car, and off we'll sped. Saints alive, saints alive, saints alive, saints alive. Narrowing eyes, deadlock despise, you're ruining my life. Try to get the upper hand, burning in the hot sand, smashing rocks in my mind. We're going to the beach, she said, we're going to the beach, soft ahead. Just hop into the car, she said, hop into the car, and off we'll drive. Saints alive, I reached into the air, the car speeds away, I say goodbye. I'm watching her as she's watching me, her space left by her side. I'm sinking in the seat and I wonder if we'll ever meet again. Saints alive, saints alive, saints alive, saints alive. We never made it to the beach.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanda. That was beautiful. Thanks for staying up this late. Okay. Our next performer is Gary Burton. He is an amazing songwriter and a singer, and he has a new video of his piece to share with us. Hi, Gary.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Thank you once again for inviting me to be a part of the Bushwick Book Club. It's always such an honor to be doing this. And this one has been absolutely fantastic so far. Tanya, thank you very much for a wonderful book. I think Henry was saying earlier on how every now and again there was a line that would just pop through the mind. And I also loved all of the musical references too, which I've tried to do a little bit of in my song. I had a kind of, I guess, a kind of boring white middle class way of leaving home when I was 17, but it did leave quite deep scars, and certainly for me and my family, but things are good now, I'm pleased to say. But the song is kind of about that. So this is summer of 1981.
Tony came over in his beaten, battered yellow Honda. Everything loaded on the seats and in the back. It was everything I had. Dad wouldn't notice if his beaten, battered little soldier somehow imploded. Move your feet, don't answer back. He became so very sad. And as for mother, my brother and sister, do you really think I miss her? In the long lost summer of 81, my whole world crammed in a four-wheeled lemon. Radio playing, love will tear us apart. I didn't want to hurt for fun. My soul burned waiting to be just someone. Radio playing, love will tear us apart. Radio playing, love will tear us apart again. Okay, we got as far as the driveway. Tony turned that engine over. I'm feeling over too. I'm feeling overdue. So now I'm a rover. I have cheated, flattered fellow rollers. Everything open, incomplete from what I lack. But it really ain't so bad. Treasure the totems as this freedom shatters our emotions. Anger eroded a clean sheet over the cracks, but my mind still wanders back. And as for mother, my brother and sister, do you think the sun will ever kiss her? In the long lost summer of 81, my whole world crammed in a four-wheeled lemon. Radio playing, love will tear us apart. I didn't want to hurt for fun. My soul burned waiting to be just someone. Radio playing, love will tear us apart. Oh, my resistance breaking away from the start. Keeping my distance, breaking somebody's heart again. Again.
Thank you, Gary. That was beautiful. Thank you. The next performer that we have is me. I wrote a song, and I'm going to start a video. I was struck by a couple different, well, I was struck by so much in the book, and what found its way into my song was the part about, I loved how Tanya described the role that poetry and Shakespeare especially played in her life, and how through all kinds of times of turmoil and uncertainty, what kept her through was Shakespeare and poetry. And that was, she describes it as a map in the wilderness. and there was a time when they were reading Shakespeare in high school English, and she said she devoured it all. She writes, "I devoured it all, drawing my finger along each line of text, the way a lover might draw a finger down a spine, feeling every vertebra in search of something deeper beneath the skin." I love that. And also, I was struck by, there's this one scene where she leaves the school and she signs herself out, and the person there tries to stop her. The adult there tries to stop her, and then she says, "No, I give myself permission," and she signs herself out. And that idea of permission struck me as well, because it's like in earlier sexual experiences that she describes in the book, she doesn't give herself permission to say no, or to say I do want this, to say what she wants, or to say no, I don't want this. And that idea of permission struck me. On one hand, she gives herself permission, and well, you get it. Anyway, so here's my song. Adolescence in part is just a place one can start to learn the difference between vodka and poetry in her blood. If a father's embrace is an illusion to face, well, that's still one you never had the luxury of. Meanwhile, it's clear what's good is Shakespeare. The touch that felt wrong, the words spoken to, the space that you held when they should have held you, might be a long time before you get permission. Might be a long time before you stop taking what you're given. When things get that dark, there's no missing the light. You can tell them apart, like someday you might know the difference between vodka and poetry in your bloodstream. I am Big Pentameter, crumbs on the trail leading home. Like his hand on your back, tracing the shape of your bones. Meanwhile, it's clear what's good is Shakespeare. Might be a long time before you get permission. Might be a long time before you say the words to let in. Saying this is what I want. 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 Hold on, this is what I want. 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 It's very important for a girl to have what she wants. Okay, that's my song. Who caught the extra? Oh, I'm going back to this one. Who caught the extra bit of songwriting nerdery there? Did you catch that? I wrote the outro in a 5-time for iambic pentameter. That's right. That's how nerdy things get here. And also, did you notice I'm wearing my chainmail from the 90s? Thank you very much. Chainmail from the actual 90s. It's vintage now. It's cool. All right. Who's next? Oh my gosh. You guys, it's time for Swan. Right? It's time for Swan. I believe it's Swan. Swan Drsti. She hasn't performed with us since she left New York to go travel all over the place. And now I believe she's in Colorado. And she's here to perform her new piece with us. We're so glad she can be here. And please welcome Swan Drsti.
We're in Vermont, actually. But I am around a lot of places. So it would make sense that you're confused about where I am. My escape, numb the mystery within. I prefer to be free. I prefer to be wild. I prefer the cold soil and the company of trees. There is a glimpse, silver light blinds, the bard opens the door, pen and page calling to find hope and friends and the courage to be seen. Resistance flares, be still, dirty laundry, they're holding me upright. I have a four-legged shadow. I prefer to be free. I prefer to be wild. At night I hear howling, stirring under my skin. Life, breath, and blood, sharp edges fogging, soul turning noir, igniting magic. The dervish starts spinning around in the confines of my heart. We all have to try, we all have this hunger. The monsters around bring joy and new life. We prefer to be free. We prefer to be wild in the paragon of animals, the quintessence of dust. Thank you.
Woohoo! Thank you. Thank you so much, Swan. Oh my gosh, that was beautiful. And you're playing with Spencer Blatica, who wrote the music, and Swan, of course, wrote the lyrics. That was so lovely. Thank you so much. All right. We're almost at the conclusion of our first live stream Bushwick Book Club show, and it's been quite a ride. Thank you for joining us into the unknown as we do, and we'll continue to do it. Our concluding performance is A Ritual by the author. Please welcome back Tanya.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, babe, don't worry. Hey. Yeah.
All right, another costume change. All right, I like this ending ritual already.
Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it out. I performed this once, and now we're going to see if it works in this atmosphere. So if everybody can unmute their little videos.
Okay. Unmute. Do we also turn on our video? We should have our video turned off. Right. All right, another costume change.
Yeah.
All right, I like this ending ritual already.
Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it out. I performed this once, and now we're going to see if it works in this atmosphere. So if everybody can unmute their little videos.
Okay. Unmute. Do we also turn on our video? We should have our video turned off.
Have your video turned off.
All right, another costume change.
This is great. Yeah.
All right, I like this ending ritual already.
Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it out. I performed this once, and now we're going to see if it works in this atmosphere. So if everybody can unmute their little videos. Okay. Unmute. Do we also have our video?
Hey, stage manager Ellia here. We seem to be caught in some sort of temporal anomaly. I think that's because some of the folks watching or participating are also watching. Yeah. So
sorry, right. It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cacophony. Okay. So I want you to imagine that through the portal of the screen, you can get all of your energy. And on the floor, there's a huge circle here. And I just want you to take a moment. You can scream, you can yell, you can breathe, you can think, whatever you want. And you just send all of the fucking crazy energy that is going on with us right now. The desire to run down the street and all hug, the desire to French kiss every single person that you've ever known, the anger and the rage and the weird fucking dreams, all of it. And on the floor is the group circle, yell and scream, and there's a huge blanket right here.
Oh, it's sending it down. Cool. Okay, here we go.
Hi, Charlie. Man, you opened up this portal. It doesn't look like it's gonna close. All right.
I'm giving it back to you, Tanya.
Oh, hi.
Hi. It got a little crazy, and we couldn't hear your directions, so I muted everybody just at the end, just now.
That's good.
That's okay.
But Susan, I'm gonna bring you back up on screen now.
Okay. With Tanya.
With Tanya.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tanya. Oh my gosh, you opened up that portal. So much came flying through, and it really hasn't stopped. I feel like that portal's not going to close up anytime soon. So I hope you weren't planning on having a dinner party there or anything anytime soon. But if you need help closing it up, let me know. I'll help out. But it seems like you have things under control. Thank you so much for that, Tanya, and thank you so much for the book and for sharing with us. And I'd like everyone to come back on now, all the different performers, and I want to thank everybody for doing this, for taking part in this experiment, and for making art, because when I was trying to think about what to do. I was like, I don't know what's right, but I know that the wrong thing is never the wrong thing to make art. So there you go. So thanks for doing it. Bye. This is our group hug, or in my case, my group cry. So I don't know. What do we do? I think we have to feel the hug in our hearts, or we just have to lick the screen, or something like that. So thank you guys. I want to hear applause. Can we unmute everyone so we can applaud?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I would like some applause. I want to hear it. Great.
So much, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you, Tanya.
I think May 31st.
May 31st is the next one. All right. All right. I'm going to stop the live stream. We'll see you all out there again on the 31st.
I want to hear applause. Can we unmute